Hi, everyone. Psalms 145, we read, starting with verse 3. Great is the Lord, great to be praised, and his greatness is unsearchable. Verse 4. One generation shall praise thy works to another, and shall declare thy mighty acts. Verse 5. I will speak of thy glorious honor, of thy majesty, and of thy wondrous works. You know, to say in my lifetime I've seen the hand of God in so many things, but I've seen the hand of God in nature especially. You know, many years ago, people would go up north to go hunting, and a lot of people did not come back with deer. Now, today, many people come back with deer. Why? Because there's a lot of deer up there. The deer population has just exploded, and I think a lot of things have to do with the wildlife in Michigan was the banning of DDT. All right, because all of a sudden the fish population, when I was in my teens, I liked to fish and the fish population was low. Now you can go out and just fill your limit. But back in the 70s, not so much. I recall that I was in my early 20s when I saw my first hawk, because all of a sudden hawks were coming back. And then I remember taking my wife's grandmother back at home. I saw my first bald eagle. Now it seems like every time I go up north, I see a bald eagle someplace. The place where we used to take the kids to camp, it seems like every time I just pull out of the camp, I would see bald eagles all over the place. So the name of the community was Hawks, and so I imagine there was a lot of birds around anyway. Okay, we have an elk herd in Michigan. We got a big deer herd in Michigan. We got wild turkeys in Michigan. All of those introduced by the DNR, but they are flourishing. I go to a golf course, I see foxes. Why? Because they banned DDT, and all of a sudden we got an overpopulation of Canada geese. And foxes love to eat geese. The other day I was sitting in my living room looking out the window. I call them our deer because they nest down in our ravine at the church, but they come out and eat the acorns from the playground on the other side of the church's playground, and on the white pine trees across the street, they eat the acorns on the ground. And so they come out almost every morning. I'll sit there and I'll drink my coffee and I'll watch those deer. And the other day, as I'm watching the deer, all of a sudden a big black raptor flies by with a big old white head. Now, I had heard that there had been bald eagles in Michigan, and in Waterford area, and as I'm looking over there, I was privileged to see one of those bald eagles that are populating Waterford these days. Which stands to reason, because the walleye population that is going up and down the Clintonville River wasn't there 30 years ago, but now they have plenty of food to eat in the streams and in the lakes. You see, people, when we are taken out of the equation and God is allowed to use his majesty, we see that the repopulation takes place. When I was a child, not just the bald eagle was an endangered species, so was the buffalo. Now they actually thin the buffalo herd, or it would cover the entire southwest of the United States. God is marvelous in all his works. And it's just a privilege that I don't have to travel all the way up north, especially now during the coronavirus, to see his mighty works. I can just sit in my living room while drinking a cup of coffee and see the marvels of God. And that's my thought for today. God bless.